What's up, guys? So out of the pond today, gonna do a little fishing, gonna cook some lunch and mess around with some saws and just do a couple different things. No particular agenda today. It's a really nice day out today and I wanted to get out and just mess around with the fishing poles and try my hand at a little fishing in this pond that I found. Nice little spot. It's back off the road a ways. It does get some action, so there's been people in here, but it's pretty quiet today. So I got it all to myself, so I'm lucky. Alright, I'm gonna reel my rod in here and then make some lunch. I'm going to have some tandoori rice today and a little canned chicken. Got the alcohol stove going, some of my fishing kit, my poles, and a beautiful pond. Alright, so the three saws we're looking at today, we're going to take a look at the Bahco Laplander. This is like the standard bushcraft saw. Every person who gets into bushcraft ends up getting a Bahco to try out. They're very lightweight. I think they're under around $30. Available on online retailers. And it has a replaceable blade. This is a Realtree branded saw that is actually a copy of a Silky. It is considerably heavier and it's pretty cheap. It's like 20 bucks. And then of course here's the Corona saw that we're going to take a look at. Now the Corona has a distinct advantage already, because it has much longer teeth and it has this really curved blade comparatively to the other saws, so I think that's interesting. All right, so the first one I'm gonna use is the Bahco. Pretty straight blade, curved back, teeth are fairly aggressive. See if I can do this without knocking over the camera. I'm shaking the camera like crazy. I apologize. I don't have a really good spot to put this thing at. All right. About 3/4 through it. Considerable amount of effort to get through this wood. Okay, now here's the little Silky knockoff. This has slightly different teeth. These are more offset. There's kind of like a front and a back row. Whereas the Bahco really has just a single row of teeth. Yeah, and this cuts like crap. And I knew it when I got it. I knew this was not going to be as good as a real Silky saw. It's just, this wood is really pulpy, and it's binding up. Okay, here's the Corona. Now the Corona has double row, kind of offset teeth. That curved blade is working so much better than the straight blades of the Bahco and the Realtree. Plus, of course, this has a little bit extra length, so I can get a little bit more on the pull. And that is cutting deeper and quicker than the Bahco for sure. I use this saw at home quite a bit for pruning trees and shrubs in my yard, and then I've also taken it camping several times, so I know what it does. And now, like I said, this is a very unscientific test, and is it by no means a comprehensive test of this saw. But if I was to recommend to somebody as a beginner, hey, I'm getting into bushcraft, I'm getting into camping, I need a saw to throw in my pack, what do you suggest? You could save up your money and get a silky, large teeth, and it'd work great. His silkies are awesome. I love silky saws. I have a big boy 2000. I've used a Gomboy. They're great saws. But if you are really on a budget, you got 20 bucks and you're in Lowe's, pick up a Corona. This will far outperform a Bahco any day of the week. And I know there's probably people, especially maybe in Europe, who use Bahcos a lot. That's like a standard saw for them. This is still a better saw than the Bahco. Bahco's not a bad saw, it's a great saw. And like I said, I've had my Bahco for a long time. So the test may not be 100% fair because this Bahco has been used and abused quite a bit. Alright, so there they are, all three of them. You can tell there's just a slight difference in the El Cheapo hunting saw and the Bahco as far as length. They're pretty close. And then of course the Corona, slightly longer. But it's got that curve, and that curve really helps in the pull and the push. I really can feel the difference. It seems like it glides through the wood a lot easier. I'm pretty biased, but I really like my Corona. And the only thing I don't like about the Corona is I can't find a replacement blade for it because I don't know if you can tell, but that's slightly bent at the tip. I've bent it back. But I can't find a replacement blade for these, so I don't know, maybe for 20 bucks I just go buy a new one and forget about it. But the handles on these things also are so comfortable with that, that kind of dog leg in the back. You can go, get your grip on the back, or you can go forward. You can do it two-handed, so a lot of options. And the weight and the size difference really is not too different from the Bahco or the El Cheapo hunting saw. So my suggestion is stay away from these in the stores. When you see these during hunting season, you're going to find them at Walmart and Meijer and they suck. They look like a Silky. They do not cut like a Silky. Now this looks like it's got a replaceable blade too, which is interesting because maybe I'm almost tempted to buy a Silky replacement blade for this size saw and see if I can get it to fit in there. That'd be kind of cool. The handle's really comfortable. I love the handle. But it feels very, there's a lot of drag in this thing when you're cutting it. It doesn't cut smoothly through the wood. You can really feel it binding up. The blades are not cutting the way they're supposed to. Or the teeth, I should say. But the Bahco does considerably better than the old hunting one. But this one too, just like my Corona, has been used a lot. And it has a slight bend in the tip. You can see that right there. Boop. I should replace the blade on this one. But it's the lightest of the three. If I didn't already say that, it is the lightest out of the three saws. And it is still a great saw. I'm not knocking the Bahco, trust me. For people in North America who want a really inexpensive saw that they can grab at a hardware store and not have to order it online, save themselves a little bit of money and time, man, the Corona is just awesome. Great saw. One thing I failed to do when testing saws out in the field is that I didn't test on some really dried hardwood. And this is a piece that's been sitting in my backyard for some time now. And I've cut this thing for backyard fire pits, and it is very hardwood. So let's see how this thing does against this. This is probably as big as you'd want to go with this blade. By comparison, here's a Silky. So the Silky is definitely much easier. Of course, it's a longer blade too, but Silkies always outperform any handheld saw that I've found.